Watch TY react. We're about to react to the deadliest courtroom moments of all time. That's crazy. Y'all know we don't waste no time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right to it.
My motion for everybody in this room.
I wonder where he drawing.
Behind that counter. Hit the road.
He straight pulled out the burner.
He was going to the grave before me.
Hey, listen to me. Look here.
He went in there with his mind made up.
I've got a lot with my wife and family. I don't need to die. I've got a great wife. I've been married to her 40 years.
Wow.
This isn't worth it. This is a problem.
Oh! Oh!
Please.
Walls.
Where is like the... Oh, this is all crazy. Where is like the security, the fucking metal detector?
This is Cristiano Alves Terto, who was in a Brazilian court for attempted murder.
They ain't got metal detectors?
In 2012, 38-year-old Francisco Cledivaldo Mariano de Moura
what's going
and
on?
Francisco Alves were arguing over a missing donkey when Moura shot him. Alves was rushed to the hospital.
They really arguing over a donkey?
His injuries.
From Shrek?
Moura was subsequently arrested, and during this trial, Alves' son, 27-year-old Terto, snuck his gun into the court. As the proceedings continued, you could see Terto make his way to the front where Moura was sitting.
How he sneak it?
His sister sensed his intentions and tried to hold him back, but she was no match for him as he rushed to the front.
Oh! He trying to shoot the judge? Damn! He said, fuck it, I ain't got no bullets, it's jammed, I'ma just hit him with it. Oh! He doing that?
Moura noticed the commotion and tried to hide for cover behind the judge's desk, but Terto followed him up and shot him until he ran out of bullets.
Damn, he was
Hit
shooting
him
him
with the empty gun a few times and then made a run for it. Moura was rushed to the hospital and was able to make a full recovery. Terto was later apprehended and is facing attempted murder charges.
Oh, they gave him the book.
However, Cristiano Alves Terto wasn't the first person to pull such a crazy move in court.
Walls.
Oh! How he grab it like that though?
There's the case of 25-year-old Tongan Crip gang member Siale Angelo, who's in a Utah court on several charges, including robbery, weapons offenses, and assault.
Oh, he a YN.
Angelo and some members of his gang were arrested for gang-related racketeering and the shooting of 2 U.S. Marshals. In court, the prosecution brought an ex-member of the Crip gang to testify. However, as he was detailing the gang's criminal behavior, Angelo couldn't take it.
Walls.
He like, you rat? What did he grab though? I wonder what he grabbed.
Don't fucking move. Drop the pen. Drop the pen out of your hand. Drop it out of your hand.
He grabbed a pen? What the hell he think a pen was going to do?
Grabbed a pen from a lawyer and ran towards the ex-gang member. Angelo's plan was to stab the testifier right there in court, but as he jumped over the counter, a U.S. Marshal guiding the witness...
That didn't make his case no better.
...shots at him.
Boom, 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 and then boom, 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 boom.
Following the commotion, Angelo was rushed
They stood
to
over
a
him?
nearby hospital, but unfortunately, he didn't survive. The ex-gang member wasn't harmed. However, it's not the first time a convict has lost...
Did he continue to testify after that?
Stop recording.
Just like what happened in the notorious case of 52-year-old Aubrey Trail, who's facing murder charges in Nebraska. On November 15th, 2017,
Damn, Aubrey, you a
Trail and Sydney Loof
menace.
went on a date after connecting on Tinder. The next day, Loof went missing, and weeks later,
that's
her
crazy.
remains were discovered in garbage bags.
Wow.
During investigations, detectives got receipts and video evidence of Loof and Trail hours before she went missing. The evidence revealed that Trail and his girlfriend, Bailey Boswell, had bought several tools that they used in murdering and severing her body.
Why?
On noticing the police had evidence of their crime, the couple ran to another state and made several videos trying to prove their innocence.
Curious, are we not allowed to tell our side of this. Again, I'm just a criminal, so you're going to believe none of this. And I guess it's
You did it.
irrelevant.
But why did you do it?
We have apparently murdered this lady. I'm a thief, but I'd be goddamned. I've never killed anyone in my life. I've never hurt a female in my life. So take
You're
that
delusional.
for the hell it's worth.
You look like you
Eventually,
did it.
Officers quickly arrested Trail and his girlfriend. When he was questioned, he told officers that Loof's death was a mistake.
There was lots of violent sex involved. There was strangulation involved. It was not supposed to go as far as it did, but it did.
So you was having sex with a missionary, choking her, and you choked her too much to the point she passed out. Come on, man.
Because we believe in that position, and because of what's missing from her, that she will come back.
Trail pleaded not guilty, and during his trial, he brought out a razor blade that he had smuggled into the court. Then he screamed that his girlfriend was innocent and slashed his throat multiple times.
Wow. But why they trying to stop him from hurting himself? If he want to hurt himself, let him hurt
Officers
himself.
quickly intervened, and Trail was rushed to the hospital. Fortunately, he recovered. On his next court appearance, officers ensured that he was properly restrained. During the testimony phase, Trail told the court his version of the story around Loof's death.
You know, she was in desperate straits, I guess is the right way to put it, and I'm sorry to say I played on that. Sidney Loof died that night. Later down the road, I come up with a story to try to protect me and her, you know, mostly her, but because it was only me, Bailey, and Sidney there the night Sidney died.
What did you use to dismember the body?
I used a saw that it's similar to a
Wow, that's
hacksaw
just
blade, but it's
things you think you'll
I call
only
it a
see in
curve saw.
movies.
On hindsight, it was a really
Like
good,
you really
bad
cut up a
decision,
human.
but it's one I own.
Like,
I mean,
you gotta be a
I
sick
did it.
person.
I have to live with it.
Before he was sentenced, Trail
Heartless.
addressed Loof's family, but he refused to apologize.
First, I would like to say that even though I have to direct my statement to the court, I understand that it's not for the court, it's for Sidney Loof's family. And I also want you to know that my attorneys could only defend me on what I told them. And I think they did a great job at that, but they could only work with what I told them, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I guess last request is, I don't want to do this like a coward. Is there any way that I can come to that side of the table and face the Loof family when I read this statement to them?
No, sir, you need to stay where you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
I am writing this down so that I don't leave anything out, as this will be the only time I get to address Sidney Loof's family. I realize that nothing I can say here today will change in the least what I did to Sidney 3.5 years ago. I won't say I'm sorry, as that would be an insult to you after what I've put you through.
You
And I
should
won't
say
ask
you
for
sorry.
forgiveness as I don't believe
Show the
there is
people that
such
you're
a
not
thing.
sick.
I doubt that there is such a thing as closure in a case such as this, so I won't pretend that I am doing that. I am only doing what I should have done 3.5 years ago.
Trail was subsequently sentenced to death.
Wow.
Find the said defendant as to the charge of count 1, murder in the first degree, guilty of murder in the first degree by purposely and with deliberate and premeditated malice.
Wow.
His girlfriend was
He
sentenced
outta
to
here.
life. However, while Aubrey Trail's action was shocking, it's nothing compared to the chaos caused by Michael Marin.
Poisons himself.
An American lawyer and millionaire who's in a Phoenix court for arson and insurance fraud. Marin was an alumnus of Yale Law School and had a mansion.
You only in there for
containing
arson
cases.
and insurance fraud.
Marin was living his best
Why you
life
do all that
as
to
a
yourself?
millionaire and successful Wall Street trader. He had traveled to different continents and even climbed Mount Everest.
High altitude acclimatization climb.
It's probably cold as hell in that mountain.
And
Hell no.
started getting
Mountain
bad
lions
for
and all
Marin
type of
when
stuff.
his mansion mysteriously caught fire, and he barely escaped with the help of scuba gear.
Dan, what's your emergency?
My house is on fire.
Are you going to be able to get out?
I've got one of those ladders.
You have
Oh,
a
so he
ladder
probably was
where?
going to be in debt.
I'd rather
Like
work on
Shamar
that than talk
said,
to you.
he probably was going to be in
Get
debt.
the hell out of here.
In the hospital,
didn't wanna go through
a
that,
grateful Marin
being broke
recollected
again.
what happened.
I realized that I actually had some air left in that tank, and that's what enabled me to get back to the window. and deploy that ladder. If I hadn't had those two things, we wouldn't be talking.
Following investigations, detectives discovered that the fire had been deliberately started.
Wow.
Marin was arrested and charged in court. Marin could spend a minimum of 7 years in prison if found guilty.
7 years? That's all? You poisoned yourself?
Argued that he was innocent, but the jury returned a guilty verdict.
Can you please read the verdict?
He know he's gonna get found guilty. That's why
We,
he
the jury,
already had the
duly
poison.
impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action, upon our oaths, do find the defendant, Michael James Marin, guilty of arson of an occupied structure. We further find this offense is a dangerous felony because the offense involved the discharge, use, or threatening exhibition of fire.
Watch closely, and you will see Marin put something in his mouth as soon as he hears the guilty verdict.
A deadly weapon.
He like, oh, it's a wrap. I might as well just end it all right now.
Signed by the foreperson. Is this your true verdict? So say you won in all?
Yes.
Before the judge could sentence him, Marin appeared to swallow the same hidden substance again.
Wow. How is he getting it so many times, though?
As the judge began reading his sentence, Marin started coughing and seizing. By the time officers rushed in, he had collapsed.
Wow. See, he knew what he was doing.
Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor.
Damn. He took himself out like that? What if they revived him and he, came out to be okay? And they saved him. That'd be so salty and crazy. Like, you try to take yourself out because you want to do fraud and, set your house
Marin
on
was
fire.
later rushed to the hospital, and it was discovered that he had poisoned himself with cyanide pills. Marin did not survive. However, when emotions
Man.
run high in court, the actions of Michael Marin and Sean Steins leave us questioning.
Oh!
43-year-old Steins is in court for first-degree murder.
How
in
he get in the
Kentucky
judge's
after gunning down a
space?
district court judge. On September 19th, 2024, police received
How the hell they get in
calls
there?
about an active shooter in the Letcher County Courthouse. When officers arrived, they discovered that former Letcher County Sheriff Sean Steins had fatally shot 54-year-old Judge
Wow.
Kevin Williams. Video footage showed both men appear to be arguing in the judge's office when Sheriff Steins shot him. Following
Damn.
the first shot, the judge went under his table, but Steins still shot him at point-blank
Oh!
range. The judge stopped moving.
Why he
When
do all
Steins
that?
left, he fired a last shot at the
Damn!
unresponsive man.
He really hated that
Steins
judge or
was later
something.
arrested. He pleaded not guilty in court, and his case is still ongoing. However shocking Sean Steins' actions were, how does it compare to the case of Clay Allen?
He must have
Duke?
really hated that person,
Florida
and that's
man
how he
took
got in,
matters
because he was
into
the
his own
sheriff.
hands after
They
his
can
wife
have
was
guns.
sacked as a school teacher.
That's crazy, yo.
In December 2010,
People can just
Duke
snap.
attended the school board meeting to let them know how he felt. Duke's family was battling tough times and relied on the wife's salary for upkeep. Midway through the meeting, Duke requested to address the board, but before he began, he ensured the board knew he was there for vendetta.
My motion that everybody in this room, except behind that counter, hit the road.
Before the board members could put in a word, Duke pulled out his gun. He orders the women to leave.
You may leave, you may leave.
Dean, he told you
The women can leave. 6 men stay. Everyone else leaves.
The women promptly left, including
At
the
least
only
he had
female
some
board
decency
member,
to let the women
Ginger
leave.
Littleton. However, Littleton couldn't just leave the men at the mercy of a hurting man, so she intervened.
Why would she do that?
No, Ginger. Ginger, go on.
And he still didn't kill her. Shout out to him.
Quickly foiled her plan, but it distracted him enough for more experienced officials to arrive. Having dealt with Littleton, Duke again turned his attention to the men where the board chair tries to
He
reason
still
with
didn't
them.
shoot her. Shout out to him.
Elementary.
That was, some type of heart,
Our benefits have run out.
He got some type of heart.
See what I'm saying? She was fired. I'm I'm either going to the grave or going to prison.
Hey, listen to me. Look,
Oh,
look
so they
here.
fired
I'm a
her,
good guy.
the
I've
only
got a
income
lot
source. They already
with my
struggling.
wife and family. I don't need to
Damn.
die. I've got a great wife. I've been married to her 40 years. I've got 2 great boys. Please,
People just snap. You
to
don't know what
us.
people going through, so you
If I
can't
can
just.
help you get your wife
know?
a job somewhere else, I'll be glad to do that.
Listen, I'm the one that signed the paper, right? Okay. I don't remember, and I don't know who she is. But let them go. I'm the one that did it. I mean, they don't sign the papers. I'm the only one that signs them. Will you let them go? Here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want anybody to, listen, just listen to me for a minute. I don't want anybody to get hurt, and I've got a feeling that what you want is the cops to come in and kill you because you're mad. Because you said you're going to die today.
That's not how you like
This isn't worth
negotiate
it.
with
This
a
is
person.
problem. Please don't. Please don't. Please.
Damn.
The board chair still speaking, Duke fired at him again and again and again.
Please don't. Please.
Damn.
According to reports, Duke fired 14 rounds. Luckily, none of the bullets touched anybody. As Duke was still firing at the board members, the school guard, Mike Jones, an experienced ex-police officer, finally reached the hall and shot him.
Maybe he wasn't really maybe he really wasn't trying to shoot them people. That's too close to miss. He probably was just trying to scare him.
Duke in the legs, and he quickly fell to the floor.
Seeing him bringing his weapon up and pointing straight at the superintendent.
He probably was just trying to scare him. Ain't no way he that close and miss everybody.
I said, oh God, here we go. Flung this door open to my left, stepped through the door.
Ain't no way.
With my weapon. He fired the first shot at the superintendent. I fired my first shot and hit him, which spun him around. As he spun around, I took 2 more steps over behind here and I shot him again. And
He really ain't want to shoot them people.
Duke returned fire, but the experienced
Because he
guard
would
had
have,
already
he wouldn't have
taken
missed.
cover.
What y'all
Wounded
think?
and
Y'all let me
down,
know.
Duke turned the
in the
gun on
comments.
himself. No one else was injured in the madness. Just when you thought you'd seen it all, another convict surpasses Clay Allen Duke's wild courtroom display. Enters Slobodan Prolyak, who's in the International Criminal Tribunal for war crimes committed during the Bosnian War. Prolyak was a major figure during the war and allegedly oversaw the murder of several people.
Damn.
He was also accused of attacking multiple international organizations. Prolyak insisted that he was innocent, but the International Criminal Court found him guilty and recommended a 20-year sentence. But Prolyak appealed the verdict. During the
20
appeal,
years for
the
multiple
verdict
bodies?
confirmed the sentence.
Dismisses the prosecution.
Well, he probably like 60, so
concerning
he probably like,
Prolyak
nah, I ain't got
and
enough
all
20 years to
other
do.
respects, affirms
crazy.
The sentence of 20 years of imprisonment, subject to credit being given under Rule 101C of the rules for the period he has already spent in detention. Mr. Prolyak, you may be seated.
After hearing the verdict,
What's in his hand?
Prolyak loudly protested the judgment.
Seated.
Suci, Slobodan Praljak nije ratni zločinac, s prijezirom odbacujem vašu presudu.
As the judge tried to restore calm, Prolyak pulled out a bottle of liquid and drank it.
What did he drink?
Stop, please. Please sit down.
Oh. What's up with everybody drinking poison?
As the trial continued, Prolyak announced to everyone that he had taken poison.
There's findings that Petkovic was responsible as a participant in a JCE under JCE.
Problem here. Let's show a little bit of compassion. He's not in good position here. To je otrov koji se popio.
I have taken poison.
The trial was immediately suspended as officials rushed to provide aid.
But why they want to save somebody who's in trouble, you know, trying to hurt themselves? Maybe because they're like, maybe because they think it's in the moment. They don't really try to, they don't really mean to try to hurt themselves.
Prolyak was rushed to the hospital, but he didn't make it. While it was clear that Slobodan Prolyak wasn't happy to hear they were guilty, his reaction to the verdict was similar to the case of 19-year-old Cyrus Matthews.
What'd you do, Cyrus? Oh, you caused an accident.
He was facing road rage charges in Ohio. In 2017, Matthews was sentenced to 60 days in prison for a road rage incident and was granted an opportunity to speak.
I'm sorry
Right.
for, acting immature on the road. I understand that.
2 months?
Being on the road, you do have other people's lives.
Why you acting up in court? What you do?
I should have thought about that. Is there any way that we could reverse this jail time?
Well, you're going to have to go to jail today. If you need to get out to attend the hearing, we can consider furloughs. Okay, right now you're going to go to jail today.
What are you going to do?
However, his apology was only a pretense. Immediately, the judge refused to lower his sentence. Matthews decided
it's only 2
he
months.
was done with the proceedings and started to leave.
You have to go today, right?
The judge threatened him with additional charges, but Matthews had no plans of stopping.
2 months?
Escape, felony escape if he doesn't actually get back in this court.
Before leaving the building, he hesitated momentarily as a bailiff tried to advise him.
Right, just go back to court. You got 2 months, bro. You tripping over 2 months?
However, once the teenager saw his girlfriend, he teamed up with her and fled.
Oh, she going to jail too. Bonnie and Clyde.
Minutes later, police gave chase.
Bonnie and Clyde. But it don't look like y'all was in a rush to get him. Because if y'all was, he walked out, walked in, walked out, walked back in. Like y'all would have been got him. Y'all wasn't in a rush. Y'all wanted him to leave. Come on now.
On the right at Williams Reserve. My speed's 90, trying to catch up.
They going a little fast in these wet conditions. That's a little dangerous.
We're gonna have a code 2 at Akron.
They bung out.
By the time they caught up with him, he had crashed his vehicle and hit a car carrying a mother and her baby.
The crash mangled 2 vehicles,
Wow.
leaving parts scattered across Akron Road near I-76 and knocking down a gas
I hope it was
station
okay.
sign. An innocent mother, father, and their baby in an SUV suffered minor injuries.
Matthew's vehicle was so damaged that officers had to break up the car to free him and his girlfriend.
Damn.
Where's he at? All right, we're gonna have multiple vehicles, airbag deployment. Ma'am, are you okay? Okay. She's okay. All right, we got squads coming.
Damn.
Ashley, help them get out. Help them get out.
He couldn't stop crying as officers worked to rescue him from the damaged car.
Breathe in and out. 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 Breathe in and out.
I'm gonna need multiple squads.
I need help, sir. Okay.
Oh, now you need help. You should have just went in and did 2 months. Now you talking you need help. Come on now. You caused all this because you didn't want to do 60 days.
What's going on? Why were you taking off?
Because they're trying to lock me up for 90 days and I have a whole life.
So what happened?
I tried to run my...
Why?
Even 90.
Matthews and his girlfriend
That ain't
were
really
transferred
nothing.
to the hospital. He was later sentenced to 425 days. If you thought these reactions were
What?
shocking, you'd be amazed at this video.
So after all that, he got a
Youngest
year,
death sentences.
which is still not bad, but for his age, but that's crazy. What y'all think about this? My bad, y'all. What y'all think about this? These things happening in this courtrooms. Y'all let me know. But y'all know over here we have a little fun. I got another channel. It's called Beyond the Words. We have conversations. I interview people like addicts, homeless people, and more people who got a interesting story in their life. So go over there, subscribe to that channel, watch some of the videos, give me some constructive criticism, and let me know what y'all think about those videos over there. But like and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.